everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. It's lovely to have you here. My name's Alexis and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my seafood pesto and pasta. Now this recipe is really easy. It does take a bit of time to make, but it's a very simple dish to do and it's really tasty and full of flavour as well. I like to have 2 fish dishes a week and I like to do different fish dishes as well. I find it quite difficult to find fish dishes that I really enjoy making, but this is one of those that I absolutely love making, and my son and husband really like this meal as well. My son absolutely loves it because it has prawns in it and he's a massive prawn fan. Don't ask me how I've done that, I don't know, but he just loves prawns. So yes, I thought I'd show it to you today because we're going to have it for dinner tonight. So here is how to make my delicious seafood pesto and pasta. So for this recipe you are going to need, for the pesto you are going to need 1 red pepper, and you are also going to need about 200 grams of tomatoes, like small tomatoes, cherry tomatoes or tomatoes on the vine are great for this recipe. And then you are going to need about 80 grams of cashew nuts. If you're a big cashew nut fan, then please use more cashew nuts. And you're also going to need a big handful of basil as well. I love to keep basil in a pot plant on the side. Unfortunately I've run out at the moment, so I've got this bag from Tesco's, but this is good enough. So if you can only get a bag, that's great as well. And then you're also going to need about 80 mils of olive oil as well. If you want to use more, if you want to use less, that's entirely up to you. The tomatoes and the red pepper in this dish do actually make it quite a wet pesto anyway, so if you wanted to use a little less olive oil then you could. You're also going to need about 4 cloves of garlic as well. And then for the pasta you're going to need prawns. So I bought a box of prawns here. I think there's about 150 grams in there, and then you're going to need about 2 to 4 salmon fillets, depending on how much you like salmon or how much you want to eat. I've got 260 grams here, so but you can add more if you want to. And then you're also going to need some pasta. I'm using red lentil pasta simply because I have a gluten intolerance, and I found this to be a really nice replacement to pasta. If you do have a gluten intolerance and you have brown rice pasta or any other sort of pasta, then please use that. Or if you don't have a gluten intolerance and you want to use something else, then you can. And then I've also got some salt and pepper to taste. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the baking tray into the oven, and then, so now I'm going to preheat the oven to about 200 degrees. So the oven has been preheating for a good 20 minutes now, and during that time I have chopped the red peppers. So I removed the core and the stalk and I just chopped it into large chunks, the red pepper, and I'm just going to put this in the base of my baking tray. And I'm also going to add in the tomatoes and the garlic with their skin still on as well. We'll remove the skin later. And then I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of the olive oil over the top of that as well. And I'm going to add a bit of salt to that because the salt will bring out the sweetness in the tomatoes if you add some salt to it. And I think I'll also add a little bit of pepper as well. And then I'm just going to toss these ingredients together like so. So everything is coated in the oil basically. So once everything is coated, I'm going to put this back into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes now. So the tomatoes and the red pepper and the garlic have now been in the oven for about 25 minutes. And as you can see, the tomatoes have started to go a lovely golden brown colour and started to split. So I'm going to take this out of the oven now because everything is looking really cooked. And I'm just going to leave it to cool. So while the tomatoes are cooling on the side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my salmon. So I've got 2 fillets of salmon here, and as I said earlier, you can have 2 fillets or 4 fillets. You can have as much salmon as you want in this dish. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on whether, like, when it looks like, when the fish is flaking away from the skin kind of thing, then it's done. So I'm going to check it after about 20 minutes and see how it is. But I'm going to put this into the oven now. So the fish is now done. And what I thought I'd do is try to show you how it flakes away. So when it flakes away like that, that means it's cooked. And it doesn't matter that it's all broken because it's going to go in a sauce later on. So that's perfect now. So I'm going to take this out and leave this to cool now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the pesto. So these have cooled really nicely now, so I can actually touch the baking tray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tomatoes, peppers and garlics into the NutriBullet blender now. So I'm just going to try and scoop all these up and just put them in here. It smells delicious, by the way. I can really smell the garlic as well. I love roasted garlic. And I'm just going to push that to one side now. And then I have here, so in this bowl, I have my basil, which I'm going to put in now. And I also have the cashew nuts as well. If you don't have cashew nuts, you can use pine nuts if you want to. And then I'm going to also add in a handful of spinach. If I can get it in, I will. Yep, I can, just about. So that is very full. I'm adding extra spinach so that my son gets a bit more veg into his body. He's a bit, he doesn't really like spinach too much. So any way I can try and sneak it in there, I will. And then I'm just going to put the lid on that. And then I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together now. So that is my pesto done. And that's the sauce. Now I'm going to boil the pasta as per the packet instructions, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So I've finished cooking my pasta, as you can see, and I've added the pesto to the pan that I was cooking the pasta in, because you're meant to add the pasta to the sauce and not the other way around, as Gino De Campo says, I think. So I'm just going to add this in now. And then I'm also going to add in my prawns as well at this point. These don't need cooking, so that's good. They're already cooked, so we can just add those in. And that makes that job really easy then. And then I'm going to also add in my salmon now. And I've removed the skin from the salmon, and I'm just going to break it up a little bit as I put it into the pan. My husband and son aren't great fans of the skin, so I have just removed it and left it in the bottom there. So yes, I will probably eat that in a little while, to be honest with you. And now all I'm going to do is mix all of these ingredients together, and then I will serve it in a bowl. But yes, it smells delicious right now. So as you're stirring it, you can break up the salmon a little bit as well. And if you didn't want to use cooked salmon for this dish, you could use tinned if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter too much. I'm only using cooked because that's what we had in the fridge. So if I didn't have any cooked, then I probably would use a bit of tinned salmon. And now what I'm going to do is just serve this into a bowl. So just going to serve this into my bowl. Well, it does smell really good as well. So I'm just going to put a couple of things in there. That's it. And that is our dinner done. So that's how you make my seafood pesto and pasta. And that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. I'm off to enjoy this with my family now. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.